Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to Diana Emerson. Today we're listening to Killer Cases, and this is Murder at a House Party.
House party that unknowingly and unexpectedly turned into a small oral sex orgy.
All of a sudden, a man comes through the door with a ski mask, opens fire, and just kills.
I had to relive that night every single moment. You know what I'm saying?
3 people are dead. It was a massacre.
I remember the smell of death. You can just smell it in the air.
Figure runs out of the house.
You can see the shadow. He was wearing all black with a mask on.
Why would somebody want to come in there and try to harm you guys?
I don't know. I predicted that it was a hate crime essentially.
Their lives were taken all in one night at the hands of one person. They were free spirits. They were authentically them.
It was a horrible, horrible event for the LGBTQ community.
This is what he's going to tell me. I mean, yeah, I'm in that situation.
And I grabbed the gun.
Trying to find the first place to put a body. You know, sir.
The only thing they could do was kill us.
You want to say anything? We, the jury, find the defendant. On the night of May 25th, there was a group of young people that were at a house party. They were very, very loud. They were very boisterous. They were having a real good time that night.
They were all part of Detroit's LGBTQ community and what's known as the ballroom scene.
The ballroom scene was created for everyone to come and showcase their talents and their natural abilities.
But it's a group that has been the target of a series of hate crimes in the Detroit area.
We're several attacks on gay and transgender people. It's a serious matter, no matter what or who.
Hate has been on the rise the last couple of years because I believe it has been quite frankly easy to make us the monsters.
We do need to be careful. There's definitely a lot of fear and hate. I'm personally, like, I guess you could say, a victim of fear.
Blair Keys was one of the people at the house party that night.
I didn't feel unsafe with my girls. Like, I really didn't. Like, I felt, even though it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, it's like when I'm with my girls, it's like, yeah.
And they decided to go to the gas station on Mack Avenue. Excellent video stream. They were just purchasing stuff in the gas station. There was Delante, Timothy, Paris, Blair.
You could see that we was clearly having a good time.
Another customer catches the eye of Ferris. And outside, as the young man leaves the gas station, Ferris goes after him.
He's laughing and he's engaging. And Paris continues to flirt with him, and he's kind of flirting back. And ultimately, Paris asks him to come back to the house party.
Blair is driving the vehicle and he drives off.
Now, Shay, do.
He's thinking about it. Should I go? Should I not go? I want to go. I don't want to go. He's kind of pacing. You'll see him walk 10 steps forward, 10 steps back, forward, back. Then finally he makes a commitment.
The newcomer shows up at the house party a few minutes later.
He was just mellow. Like, he was real mellow. It was a house party that unknowingly and unexpectedly turned into a small oral sex orgy.
They were taking turns performing oral sex. Everything was willing. He was a willing participant.
I felt like I was in a movie. Like, I was just like, damn.
They were kind of laughing, calling him a trade. So a trade is another word for a man that's down low, meaning that you are in the closet. You're not openly gay. He walks back to the gas station. He grabs a juice or a pop. He kind of threw his money at the cashier person. And just several hours ago, you were laughing and joking with this cashier person. He was making motions, such as maybe like a dry heaving, almost like you're sick to your stomach about what just occurred.
All of a sudden, a man comes through the door with a ski mask, opens fire, and just kills. Starts shooting. Blair runs into the bathroom. He can actually hear Paris screaming. He's seeing blood coming through the wall.
Paris is shot. Alante is shot. They are slumped down next to each other outside of a bathroom door. Paris still had a pulse.
I have to relive that night every single moment. You know what I'm saying?
A second 911 call came from Armand, who was in the basement trying to stop the bleeding of his friend Timothy.
Our operators are directing them to, asking about the wounds on the victims, who else is hurt, where to apply pressure. EMS determined that Alante and Timothy were dead on scene. Paris succumbed to her injuries about 10 hours later.
The shooter is seen on surveillance video running away from the house.
You can see the shadow. He was wearing all black with a mask on. A smaller frame, black male, light complected.
3 people dead. It was a massacre.
I remember the smell of death. You can just smell it in the air.
This was a hate crime. It was a horrible, horrible event for the LGBTQ community.
The best eyewitness was Blair.
Our main focus right now is to try to identify the person that the stranger that came to the house.
Describe this person that came in and did that.
All I really saw was his eyes. I saw that he had on a black ski mask and a hat, maybe a black coat, like all black, but I couldn't really tell him out because I was too busy trying to react to him.
Okay, we'll work through that. Now, you say ski mask, just something like that. Was it like here? Or just
It was like here, he had his top half kind of with hat like.
okay, so half.
And now we're getting the information that, that they had met this random guy at the gas station.
He was like light skinned. I can't really describe exactly what his features were. I can only remember that he was light skinned and 5'8".
Who was talking to the light skinned?
Paris.
Paris.
Yes.
Okay.
And her only intention was basically just have a good time. And I mean, I know that the definition of a good time can sometimes be dangerous, and what she was doing was dangerous, but she literally meant no harm.
Okay.
I really thought that the police was just gonna try to just sweep it up under the rug. They really don't even give a damn about us. But when they actually worked as hard as they did to get him, like it really gave me a sense like of relief.
So, you know where sounds like you know, right?
Armand Matthews was in the basement when the shooting began and did not see the masked man.
Why would somebody want to come in there and try to harm you guys?
I don't know. Predicted that it was a hate crime or something.
Tell me, man. What do you think that?
To be honest, I don't know. The VP boys, well, they should take it. But the guy from the VP, he's a total stranger. All of them are, but he's a down low. So once a down low, they don't want to be known. Like they literally have a whole life of secrets. They have a baby mama probably or something like that. And then once they go behind those doors, that's all they want to be, or they're trying to fight you or have you, all types of shit.
So at this time now, we have a LGBTQ liaison. So anytime that you come across a case that believes that it's related to the LGBTQ community, we let that officer, Corporal Danny Woods, we notify her.
And you say you think that he might have done it?
I mean, he's a suspect. Because shooting took place after he left. So it's still telling were allowed. Somebody took that man and said, you know what, I'm going to go shoot one of you. Yeah, he didn't.
The key would be the video from the BP gas station.
Because that video was crystal clear. He was somebody that we needed to talk to right away.
It was a time in Detroit that was very dark and gloomy. I prayed instantly. I was sad.
But there was hope that with the video of the stranger at the gas station, police could now track down the suspected shooter.
The video was pulled, and the video was used for facial recognition.
And there was a match from state records.
We believe that this is Devin Robinson. That's who it was in the gas station. We get an address for him. So now our investigation goes to that address.
The home on Buckingham Road is only a short distance away from the gas station.
Devin and his mother moved out last night. We did end up getting a phone number for his mother. She was uncooperative and refused to speak to us.
But during the search for Robinson, detectives have been able to obtain neighborhood surveillance cameras to track the shooter's movements.
The figure runs out of the house, running on Devonshire, then on Brunswick, then to Buckingham.
Devin Robinson lived at 3440 Buckingham.
And then the Buckingham surveillance video sees that figure running into the house.
That was tracked on cameras. The evidence showed that it was him.
So now the hunt was on for Devin Robinson.
And we sent that same clip and it went out on the media that day.
Detroit police want to identify this man described as a person of interest in a deadly triple shooting.
His face is all over news, and some Crime Stopper tips came in. And with the location where he was, so a week and a half, it took us to find him.
Robinson was taken into custody without incident.
You know why you are here right now today? We've been arrested for triple homicide. Triple homicide. So 3 individuals that we know that you're responsible for shooting. We know exactly what you did, but we want to know why you did what you did. What was your emotional state during that time and night and everything else?
Both Investigator Todd and Detective Hauser, the tactics that they used and the way that they approached this individual was good in a way to try to make him feel comfortable.
Our objective is to talk and keep him from asking for a lawyer, because if he does so, the interview's over.
I know you might be embarrassed to talk about some of the things, but what we talk about in this room is between us right now. So we need to talk about some of these things, and we need to talk about some of the emotions. So I can say it right now. You like you full right now. You look like you're on the fire right now. You okay? Yeah. Okay.
He, in the beginning, he was portraying himself as a street man. He sat back with his arms, crossing his body. So that showed me he was guarding. He was hiding something.
Because we know that, unless we got to run, did somebody take advantage of you on that night? Like nobody take advantage of you. So you want to tell us what happened that night? What caused somebody to call you to somebody? I don't know about that. That's not true. That's the worst thing you do too, because you create what you show now is a consciousness of guilt. If you lie about something, you show a consciousness of guilt. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not a good way to go.
So Ira was the bad cop and I was the good cop. I'd come with no judgment,
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody judging you, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Mama, family, ain't nobody gonna judge you for what happened. I can't judge, he can't judge. Only one person can judge, that's the man above. So, it's hard. Just to talk about it. Yeah, I think you'll feel better. Get that monkey off your back. Ain't nothing to let out. I ain't did nothing.
He did not admit to doing the shootings or anything like that.
So the detectives tried another approach, that the people at the house were already under investigation.
But we haven't investigated these guys. And we know they're involved in a whole lot more stuff that you don't even know about. Okay? But just like they took advantage of you, we understand they took advantage of some other people.
But none of that was true.
No one in the house was under investigation. There were no wiretaps. There were no satellites watching the house. We could tell lies. He believed it, and it worked.
We know for a fact that you were there at the house that night. Yeah. Okay. That ain't something that night. I was there that night. So you did meet at the gas station. In my heart, right? No, really at no gas station. In the neighborhood. Yeah. You did meet. Right. So let's talk about that. That is important because if you didn't do anything, the word is out. We think you did. Right. It was up to you to clear it up. Right. It's up to you to clear it up. So we even got to get to the point of them leaving this earth. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about everything happened before that because maybe you didn't. Maybe somebody else came in. Maybe somebody else in the house and they took advantage of them after what they did to you. We know about that. We know what let's say. We know that you had sex or oral sex was performed on you. Some sexual acts was performed on you in the house over there. You know that. You admit that. Okay. You take your clothes off, the parents take clothes off, you got naked. No. Just pull your pants down and sexual act on. You don't remember. That's exactly what that's the thing. Nobody know that. Nobody know what? Don't nobody know. It's down low. For you? Yeah. Okay. Don't nobody know, not even my mom. Okay. Nobody.
My pops would disown me. My uncle would disown me. He's very, very clear about the fact that he was embarrassed about what had happened in that house.
Okay. So nobody knows you down low. So with that being said, that's the point of what we're talking about. Now, were you threatened to be exposed? No. That one, I ain't mad about. It's the thing that everybody finding out. You don't want people to find out? No, I'm talking about my family, like my mom or my daddy. You don't want to find out? They're the only people. But you don't want to find out? Why not? Because I haven't told them.
There's no doubt in my mind that that's what this was all about. Devin Robinson preferred to kill these people rather than have it get out all over the neighborhood what he had been engaged in with them that evening.
But the detectives still needed to prove that the man seen running away from the house that night was Devin Robinson. They needed a confession.
LGBTQ community members often their first encounter with harassment is in the home. It's from family. It's from a brother, a sister, a mother, a father who cannot, for any reason, look beyond their own personal feelings and emotions and just love.
And detectives felt that's what they were dealing with as they questioned Devin Robinson.
I want to feel like I wanted to tell them before. You want to tell them what, that you down wrong? Yeah, but. So if that's your concern on talking and explain everything, I think you need to get over that because they're going to love you. Get past it. Right. Like my mama still on them now.
I wanted to know if he committed these crimes, if he was the shooter. I wanted him to tell me he did it.
There's got to be a reasonable explanation for why. And we know you know why. Why would I know why? Because you were responsible for it. And we know you were responsible for it. You did this, please. Let's not do that, okay? It ain't what you saying. I'm glad it is what you saying. You basically included me with something I didn't do.
Then detectives told Robinson what the neighborhood surveillance cameras showed.
But we got video. No boy. Mind you, cameras everywhere we go. We had cameras everywhere. Right. Right. All that together. No boy. I'm listening to you. You to hear me. If you're listening, no. Right. I'm just saying. What's going on right now? It's serious. It's very serious. But you have to show some remorse. Now you're not a killer. I can look at you and say, you're just not some cold-blooded killer. Somebody would have to do something to go by it. You shot somebody and they died. You shot somebody and they died.
What was striking about watching the interview was that he would laugh. He would laugh.
And let me tell you something. Quit laughing. It ain't funny. Man. Three people died. That's not funny. What's funny is you sitting here trying to accuse me of something I didn't really do. That's what's funny. I'm talking about partner now. So you can listen. I'm listening. Just the fact that he's ashamed to talk to his parents about his lifestyle. I think it's kind of shame. To talk about the actions that you can't deny it. That's okay, but I know what I did and they did. That's fine. I told you everything. I knew that. That's not the truth. I don't want to talk no more. Okay, well, don't talk. Why am I going to leave then? Why she move? Don't want to talk no more. Okay, well, don't help. Listen. All right? What you need to listen to is, look here, this is a lot more serious than you can realize. I know it's serious. It's extremely serious. 3 people died. 3 people died. Don't talk to them. Yeah, you can have it.
Even though he did not admit to it, I feel he still confessed because he told a lot. He put himself there. He had the sexual acts. He confirmed.
I'm telling you this, the stuff that you said already, it's real damaging. Because it shows the conscience of guilt. You lied. You lied about what? You lied about murdering these guys. You lied about it. You show no remorse whatsoever. Don't you want remorse? I didn't do anything. I was never there. You were never there, huh? I was never there. You was there. You told me you were there. You was on the bed and apologized. Yeah, I was there, but I wasn't there when 3 people got killed. Oh, you wasn't there when 3 people got killed? No. Okay. You didn't kill them? No. Okay. Stick with that. Okay.
Devin Robinson was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. But in calls from jail as he awaited trial, Robinson told his family and friends the witnesses were all lying about him.
My lawyer told me we go beat him. I ain't did it. I'm innocent.
Man, they ain't got you.
Yeah, yeah. Tell the world that I'm coming home. I'll be home in a minute.
We're live right now in our new trial. Devon Kareem Robinson is facing 10 counts, including 3 counts of murder in connection with this really horrific shooting that he allegedly engaged in because of their sexuality.
Morning. The whole issue in this case was identification. It was very important that the jury know that the only issue that they needed to focus on was the identity of the shooter.
So you're going to learn that when these 4 individuals go to the BB gas station, there's cameras everywhere. And you're going to see that this is where these individuals, for the first time, come into contact with the defendant, Devin Robinson. Ultimately, the defendant ends up walking himself over to Devonshire, where Paris has invited. You're going to learn that the defendant's ultimately taken upstairs to the house in Devonshire, and you're going to hear upstairs that the defendant receives oral sex from several people in the house. So at the end of this case, I'm going to ask that you listen to all the evidence, listen to the witnesses, look at the video, and most importantly, I want you to listen to what the defendant says about how the sex happened. And at the end of this case, I'm going to ask, go back in that jury room, and I'm going to ask for justice.
I do, Your Honor. Good morning. This case, I'm here to tell you, is packed full of emotion, right? We've got TV cameras, we've got 3 victims, we've got sex involved. This thing is, I'm sure, not part of your everyday life. All right? So right now, it's time to put both feet on the ground, take a deep breath. We're here, we're real, we're relaxed. We're going to make them prove it. You heard the prosecutor say in her opening remarks that you're going to have to decide is the issue of identification. Well, she hit her right on the nose. And I'm going to tell you that it just doesn't add up. You've got Mr. Keys. He's going to be their primary witness. He didn't look. He didn't see it. You're going to hear from witness Armand Matthews, who's in the room when the shooting occurs. He didn't see the defendant shooting. They don't see it. It happens right in front of them, and they don't see it. When the responding officers come out, they're unable to tell who did this. They don't have beyond a reasonable doubt. And they're going to stretch everything they can so that you believe that he's guilty of something. Well, I'm here to tell you, he never directly admits his involvement in the killing of these 3 individuals. And we hope that at the conclusion of these proceedings, that you find the defendant not guilty. We appreciate your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Raise your right hand for me, please. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
The prosecution's key witness was Blair Keys.
It was very scary, but of course, like, my mind was made up because at the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do for my girls,
What do you say?
I see him coming in with a ski mask, and
Is this person number 1?
yes, he was shooting.
What did you do?
I was in a 2-second shot. That's how I got a good glance, at least at his eyes. That's how I remember.
Are you able to identify the person who was the shooter that night?
Yes.
Why?
The eyes came flushed in the eyes.
And who did that look like to you?
It looked like the same boy that came with the body.
The person sitting in the courtroom today, the defendant, Mr. Robertson?
Yes. I did not look at him. They forced me to look at it like it's at the man. Of course that's the man, not like him.
You stated in your statement of May 25th that light-skinned man left right after the election was over. Is that right?
Well, he got just.
He walked out, correct? Yes. And when he walked out, he didn't say anything to anyone, did he? No. He didn't threaten you in any way, did he? No. Okay, looking at his eyes, sir.
Mr. Keys, I'm gonna remind you to only respond to questions that are posed to you, okay?
May I ask that you straight and look in his eyes?
Yes, the goal was trying to look in his eyes from the record.
I really don't want to go back through those emotions, but yes, it was very emotional.
The prosecution's other eyewitness from that night was Armand Matthews, who described how Robinson acted after having sex at the party house.
He acknowledged everybody and everything, and he seemed really shook. Like he was, the energy I got off of him is not friendly energy. He gave off energy, like, like he was disgusted.
Did you say goodbye to them at all?
I did. I told him, stay there, whatever. So y'all will see me again. I didn't know what that was about. We'll see you again. I didn't know what that was about.
On cross-examination, the defense lawyer focused on the 911 call that Armand had made.
He didn't say a little bit different. I didn't know. And the fact, from your part of testimony, you're going to tell you that you didn't see the individual to be killed. I did not.
The defense did a great job that he couldn't be positively identified.
So, at the end of the day, there was still no positive identification that it was Devin Robinson seen running away from the house.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. So we're about to jump live once again into the Robinson courtroom. The man accused of opening fire on multiple individuals, killing 3.
Members of Detroit's LGBTQ community were in the courthouse every day.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, we didn't have a plan to attack this man. Seeing him, and instantly, it was just like a anger. It was like a hard hatred came over me to like get this man.
This case was unique in the sense that it was a hate crime. However, this crime involved self-hate.
And prosecutors introduced jailhouse phone calls where Robinson, despite what he told police, denied he was gay to his mother, who is a lesbian.
He wasn't comfortable with who he was or who he wanted to be. He just could not be his true, authentic self.
And to introduce the video of Robinson's interrogation, prosecutors called Detective Richard Hauser to the stand.
Did you interview the defendant in this case, Devin Robinson?
Yes, I did.
Do you see Mr. Robinson in the court today?
Yes.
Could you please indicate for the record where he's seated and what he's wearing?
He's at the defense table in black. I looked at him the whole time. We were eye to eye. But this guy, he was just a kid that turned to be a killer.
And was that interview recorded?
Yes.
And is that the subject of People's Exhibit number 51?
Yes.
Prosecutors played the entire 3-hour interrogation, including the part where Robinson acknowledged he couldn't admit he was gay to his family.
I want to feel like I wanted to tell them before. You want to tell them what, that you was down wrong? Yeah, but like my mama still I'm not.
examination.
On cross-examination, Robinson's lawyer challenged the detective over the tactics used to get him to admit he was at the house party.
Your confessional and you do things in a professional way, right? That's when you hide it, and you hide. It's not my job. That's not the question. I asked if you lied to defendants. Defendants? Yeah. Do I lie to you? When you interrogate somebody, you lie, right? At times, yes. Yeah, you lied during this presentation, correct? Correct. You lied multiple times to him during his presentation, correct? Yeah.
The defense attorney yelled at me quite a bit during trial, but you know, I'm used to it.
Yeah, you're trying to get him to go along with what you're saying, right?
I'm trying to get him to tell the truth, sir.
What you believe to be the truth, right? He never admitted shooting anybody, did he?
No, sir.
I have nothing to repress.
Your attorney has indicated on the record that you do not wish to testify in this case. You heard it indicate that?
Yes, ma'am.
So you understand that you have an absolute right to not testify?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is in fact your desire to not testify and to waive your right to testify in this case, sir? Thank you. You may be seated. Please call the jury back out.
As both sides prepared to give their closing arguments, prosecutors were concerned the jury might take sympathy on Devin.
He was 18 at the time. I think a lot of times people have sympathy for younger people, but these acts were they were so monstrous. These acts were monstrous. 3 people lost their lives. Good morning. This is a case about hate. It's a case about self-hate. We know that the defendant wore a mask, okay? Now, does this mean that every time a shooter disguises himself, that we can never know for sure who it was? No, that is absolutely not the case. You don't get to put on a mask and get away with mass murder. 3 people lost their life in this case. Yeah, we want the right person. 2 people survived and had to be brave enough to come in here and face him down. So I'm going to ask that you go in there and do all the work. Look at all of the evidence and hold the defendant responsible.
We're not here. You're not here to judge the morality of Mr. Robinson. You're not here to judge the morality of the victims or the people. Stop and think for just a minute, please. He didn't threaten anybody. He didn't say, oh, I'm ashamed of what I did. He was a willing participant. He has got absolute no reason in the world to go and shoot 3 individuals. God forbid be the last one at that party, because guess what? You get played. The burden is beyond a reasonable doubt. You're just thinking that it could be him isn't good enough. You have got to have an abiding conviction to a moral certainty that it's him.
You have the victim's family, and in this case, we have the gay community was there because it was a high-profile case.
Every time a jury goes in, for me, it's always nerve-wracking. And it's probably even more nerve-wracking when they say they have a verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court has received a note indicating that you reached a verdict. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How do you find the defendant, Devin Robinson, as to count 1, homicide, murder, first degree, premeditated, Alante Davis?
We find the defendant guilty.
Timothy Blanchard.
Guilty.
Pierce Cameron.
Guilty.
he dropped his head. I'm sure he cried when he got back to his cell.
Because Robertson was 18 years old at the time of the crime, Michigan law mandated that he would not face a sentence of life in prison.
I'm Paris Cameron mom. Speaking on behalf of him, I feel like I shouldn't even be in here. It's just even being here. It's like really traumatized for me. So I'm asking you, can you please give him at least 40 to 60 years, please, let my son get his justice.
I'm speaking on my son and the other families, and for 3 families that have to go through this. I'm sorry, God.
Mr. Robinson, this is your opportunity if you wish to address the court.
First, I want to start off by saying that my actions were 100% unacceptable. Every day since May 25th, 2019, I have lived with regret, and I wish it never happened. Because of prior traumatic events, I felt deceived, humiliated, and I became devastated, and I impulsively overreacted. I'm talking today because it bothers me every day to know the pain I have inflicted on so many others. So I just want to apologize to anyone this may have affected over the years. I hope that my family and friends could forgive me for being lost. I pray that the families of Paris Cameron, Alonte Davis, and Timothy Blanchard can all find forgiveness in their hearts. And if not, I understand because I still have not forgave myself.
I appreciate the statements that you're making on the record today, that you are remorseful. I appreciate that you are apologizing to the family. This was not an impulsive act. This was not an impulsive act. Left at home. You went back to your house, you changed clothes, you came back, and you shot 3 people to death and nearly killed 2 others. You will be sentenced to no less than 35 years and no more than 60 years for each of the 3 counts of homicide and first degree premeditated.
I'm glad that we were able to achieve justice for them. They were free spirits. They were authentically them. I knew them to be very proud of who they were.
I just think that it's really important that people understand that when people are not accepted in their communities, when they're not accepted by their families, self-hate makes people do terrible things.